Alright, we're back with another ammunition review. Sorry if I sound a little funky, I'm getting sick and my voice is starting to go out. But today we're going to look at the Hornady Custom 40 Smith & Wesson with the 155 grain XTP. So Hornady's custom ammunition line is a little different than their critical defense. Obviously it's using a different bullet. Your loadings are going to be a little different. And basically Hornady's saying it's a separate line using hand-picked higher quality components than standard ammunition. So we'll kind of see how the testing goes and find out if all that's true or not. As always, took out the clear ballistics gel here and layered it up with 4 layers denim, fired a couple rounds through it, and then one round without denim. And then with the chronograph, did some averages on the velocity, calculated the foot-pounds of energy, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So kind of kicking off here, our test gun, as always, for 40 is the Glock 22 standard length barrel. It's just over 4 inches and change, and that's kind of that. As far as the bullets go, so this is the first one I fired through. As you can see, the denim came out, but it did get clogged with denim and failed to expand. So after about how many holes are in here? 3 shots through there, all 3 had the same result. Bullet clogged with denim, didn't expand. I pulled the denim off, shot it through, and I did get some expansion here. Not quite all the way down to midsection like you'd like to see, but did get the bullet to expand a little bit. I'll throw some calipers on here for you just to see kind of where we're at as far as diameter. So that expanded out to 40.90. So a little, a little wider, not quite out to 50, but it's a little wider than it started, which is always good. Looking at the wound cavities here, the permanent wound cavities anyways, I'm honestly not seeing a lot of difference between the rounds fired through that failed to expand and this one. I visibly can't look and see, oh yeah, that's the bullet that I shot through and expanded. They all look pretty much the same. I'll roll the slow-mo footage of it hitting the gel through to see how it looks. Kind of a caveat on that is it started absolutely pouring when I was doing my testing, so I don't actually have footage of the round without the denim going through because I didn't want to ruin my camera because it was just getting ridiculously wet out. So my apologies for that, but that just is what it is. As far as velocity on here, Hornady, let's see where we're at. Now it's kind of on the seam. I don't know if you guys can see it. But Hornady's saying at the muzzle, these are going to be doing 1,180 feet per second. And they're not listing energy on here. So based on me shooting it through the chronograph, I came out with a 5-shot average of 1110, which is quite a bit lower than 1180, which is a little disappointing. Kind of like I said in some of my other videos, I would expect a big difference like that in cheaper ammunition, like some of Remington's off-the-shelf hollow point stuff or Blazer or something like that. When you're getting up into the prices that Hornady is charging for this stuff, I expect it to be pretty much right on with a full-size handgun like the Glock 22. If you're shooting it out of something with a 3-inch barrel, yeah, it's going to shoot slower, but out of a full-size handgun, it should be shooting what it says on the box. Standard deviation also wasn't great. 44 feet per second for the standard deviation. So out of the 5 shots, the slowest was 1,109 feet per second, and the fastest was 1,100 and slowest was 1036 feet per second, and fastest was 1146. So not only is it not shooting as fast as it should, it has a pretty big standard deviation, 44 feet per second. I mean, that's going to negatively affect accuracy. Whether you're a good enough shot with a handgun to notice that change in accuracy is another story. Most people aren't. I can tell you that they just aren't. I'm probably not. But it's important to know that there is a little more variation in this ammunition. And like I said, that's kind of disappointing coming from a company that's charging a premium for their product and saying their product is better than other options out there. What else to say about it? One thing I will say that was really good about this stuff is this is by far the best penetrating handgun ammunition I've tested so far. I'm sure, as you guys have seen in my other videos, normally what will happen is I'll layer the denim up on the block. It's just a pair of old Carhartt work jeans. There's 4 layers on the front here, and then the rest of it kind of lays over it and hangs off the back, like I'm sure you'll see in the inset video of the block that I've thrown in. And most of the time what happens is, the round will enter here, it'll go through, it'll make it all the way through the block most of the time, but it usually won't make it through the balled up set of denim on the back. It'll usually kind of catch it, and it'll fall out when I take it apart. These ones made it all the way through the block, the denim, and into the sand to the point where this 2 out of the 3, like 5 shots that I shot through, the only ones I could find. So these things are, even the one that expanded, this guy made it most of the way through the denim and was kind of laying just barely inside of it, which is better than most rounds. So these things are penetrating way more than normal handgun rounds. And you can feel it when you're shooting. There is noticeably more recoil and snappier recoil than a lot of the other stuff I've shot. So take that with what it is. Obviously over-penetrating can be a problem, but if you're in a situation where you're thinking you're going to be shooting, through a lot of clothing or barriers, this actually is probably a pretty good option, because the stuff, like I said, is out-penetrated every other ammo that I've shot so far. So take that for what it is. It's still good ammo. If you're a Hornady person and you want to keep using Hornady, no problem with this stuff. It's good, but just kind of be aware of the stuff we talked about, that it can get clogged up and it's not really shooting what they advertise it to be shooting. Other than that, I don't really have anything dramatic to say about it. It was a pretty uneventful test. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you're liking the videos, then go ahead and throw a like down or subscribe. It lets me know kind of to keep doing what I'm doing, or change things up. And everyone have a good day.